Cool. Right, everyone. I'll give you a few moments. Sit down. Enjoy the grab a coffee if you want or whatever. So we're going to start in very, very soon. Everyone know who's up? What order you're in? Yeah? Practice the presentation. Right, everyone. A few moments. Sit down. You ready? Alright. So we're going to start very, very soon. What order you're in? Presentation. Ready? Right. So we're going to start very, very soon. Okay, everybody, we're going to start. So, please, excuse me. Hello. Everybody. We're going to start. So, please be respectful to all our other colleagues, the other teams. Please listen to their presentations. Okay, we'll begin. Please, welcome the first team.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Eden, and we are #1, your address in the box. One of the major frustrations that I encounter living and renting a place is that there's always that need for an address that we can use for our filling in application forms, or login forms, help, an address that we need for delivering our NSO documents. Because from my own personal experience, I have been a bad and an irate customer towards an NSO employee because instead of delivering my birth certificate to my boarding house, they had it delivered to the house next door. And also, we need an address so that we can avoid delay in our billing statements for credit cards, bank statements, internet, or postpaid services, and most importantly, for purchasing online, for purchasing flights online, or even for getting multiple miles. There's always a need for an address. Now this problem, it all roots down to the problematic addressing system we have here in the Philippines. So what is our solution? What if there is an address for rent? An address that you can rent, or you can use to write into as billing address for your applications, or you can use for shopping online and have your packages and items delivered to it. Now, how does this business work? Simple. It's a drop-off and pick-up center. Well, people can rent an address via our online website for only 99 pesos per month. Or if their package happens to be slightly bigger, they can avail of a premium membership, which is at 399 pesos per month. Now, this service, you also get a 1-month free trial. And what's the plus? You get notified via email and SMS when we receive your deliveries or your items. And you can also pick it up from Mondays to Sundays from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Now, will this business actually work? We went outside and asked people if they are willing to shell out 99 pesos for this kind of service. And 69% of our respondents said yes. And who are the people that we are targeting? We are targeting people like me, people who don't have an address, Cebu-based workers or young professionals who don't have a permanent or a reliable address in the city. Well, are we going to make money with this kind of business? We tried to do some math, and with our starting startup cost at 80,000 pesos and estimated monthly operational cost at 40,000 pesos, we are able to sell 4,500 addresses. Now, in order to get our return of investment, we need to sell our first 2,000 addresses in the first 3 months. And after that, in order to meet with our ongoing monthly expenses, which is 40,000, we need to we have a stretch goal of selling 810 addresses per month with 100% profit. Now, this is our minimum viable product. But is this our only plan for our business? Well, actually, here we are now, a drop-off and pick-up center. But since we are offering availability and accessibility to people like me, so we hope to branch out and franchise to other parts of the city or even to other cities as well. And hopefully, we can partner with online shopping sites and tap and merge with online local entrepreneurs. And with the increasing demand, we hope to improve our service by providing higher security and evolution of membership. And finally, it is our goal that hashtag Red gets its own address. Now, with an address like this, maybe I don't have to be a bad customer when I rate citizen. Hashtag Red, your address in the box. Our target customers are, like me, I'm a Colombiano, but I've been working in Cebu for 7 years, so renting only in boarding houses. So like transferring from boarding house to boarding house. So we don't have actually like a reliable or permanent address in Cebu.
Just maybe a second question. Have you actually quantified how many people in Cebu actually are?
Unfortunately, sir, we weren't able to get a research of the actual figures. Yes, we still have to do research on that. I'll try to find that information.
What I'm trying to drive at is 99 pesos. Why would I actually pay 99 pesos a month for just renting an address? Why would I pay 99 pesos just for an address? If I actually use this as a drop-off or a pick-up point for something I ordered online, how many times do, for people like me who, order goods online just once a year, okay, would pay 99 pesos something.
Yes, true, sir. If you're like you just do shopping online like once or twice. So for me, if I feel secure, if I feel that I always have this address where I can send my purchases online. So I think it's like I've been encouraged to do more shopping online. Because as also I've seen that one of the hindrances for online shopping to be patronized here in the Philippines is that because for me, I can't do online shopping because I don't have an address where I can send my purchases. So if I have an address, then I'm being, that's it, encouraged to do more purchases in the future.
I just want to know where the 40,000 a month cost came from.
We have from the equipment for the fixed rental of the application. We also have the utilities and the equipment used. We have this software or any hardware or any physical that we need in our company.
I mean, for example, what's the biggest cost? Is it rent? Is it a person? Is it staff? How did you come up with 40,000?
For the rent, we have that outside.
For
yeah, for rent because we just calculated 10 by 6 meters area for our location. Yes, for the 10 by 6, we were able to came out with 4,000 something.
Okay, what's the location? Is it in a mall? Is it
Oh, no, it's not in a mall. I think,
or is it some kind of residential?
yes, something like that. Yeah, it's not in a mall.
How much is that?
For the staff, for the staff we have a 15,000 for the manager of the owners, and then we had 8,000 something for the one who will take care of them. Yes.
I've got a few questions. What's the cost to rent a post office box?
For the post office bags, our box has three. So there's small, medium, and large. For the small, it's 400 pesos per month. So you can get, you'll have also quarterly renting at 300, and 1 year is 1,000. For medium, the price gets higher as the box gets bigger.
So primarily the difference is you're cheaper than the post office box for service. What's the difference between your service and a post office box?
We're making it cheaper because we're trying to get to reach to customers. Because if I'm going to operate at a higher price, because I'm trying to sell to a person like me, well, I haven't been thinking. I've been living in Cebu for almost 7 years, and I was able to get by. So that's why it's a selling point. But actually, if there's the address, they actually get to have deliveries are bigger with bigger sizes. So that's we're actually the target here is to have them increase their membership to the premium, which is 399 per month.
Any questions? Yeah, one last. So is there any restriction on if you're filling a government form and you end up having 5,000 people living at your address? You know what I mean? Does that cause a problem?
Well, we'll look into that. Very good question, sir. We'll look into that.
Especially credit cards and things like that. I think they want a real address, not a forward.
In terms of competition, are there other companies doing that right now? And if there's none, what makes you think that there hasn't any, what are the barriers for other companies keeping them from copying this startup that you have?
Very good question, sir. So we have the PO Box. It's a government service. So it's available, but people like me, we have not yet patronized the service because it's availability and its accessibility. Now we also have the private mailbox currently in Cebu. I think it's in One Apple, and it's service offered at 1,599 pesos per month. And also in Ayala, there's a 495 pesos per square meter per month. So these are the facts that we're able to get. But your question again is, what's the barrier for other companies to copy this? Actually, there is no barrier. But then we search if there are services that are offering this kind of, if there are establishments offering this service, but so far none. It's a problem, but none has acknowledged it. So I think it's a good thing if we're going to offer this service.
Okay, thank you very much, Ashlet. Thank you. Well done. Now, next up we got, well, I have to make an announcement actually. We're live streaming this. I don't know if you know about that, and it's on Google Hangout. But if you can turn off, your Wi-Fi, it will help with the bandwidth for the live streaming. So we'll just don't use the internet. If you can. Just to help with the live stream. Anyway, right. Are you guys ready? Yeah. Okay, we got next up is artstate.com.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are the our state CEO team, and this is our presentation. We build the our state CEO, helping you to find property of your dream. The problem, I want to buy a house and lot. What should I do first? Where should I go? How do I do the canvassing? How secure I am? Can I search them according to my needs? And these are the sites that we found as our current competitors. The ISPito .ph and the other thing. And we found out that the searching is not so organized and a little bit messy. So that's it. And the solution is that the our state .co site, which will help those people who want to buy or to find houses. And then this is for the buyers. It provides a single place for searching, comparing, and inquiring properties. And it gives you security over the listings as designed to verify the forms of registry of deeds. And for the sellers, it can create more venue for them to advertise their properties, and they don't need to approach every single buyer to make the deal. And this is our interface of the site, which is we made it very simple and not so messy. That's it. And the marketing, the buyers and sellers, the surveys, real estate industry in the Visayas region to enter the market, classified ads and social media. And yeah, a while ago, these are the competitions. The four sites, which is iState.ph, SafeMatch.com, ironproperties.com, and property24.com.ph. Our competitive advantage, verified from the registry of deeds, which is very important because it secures the buyers, and to customize the filtering and search items, which they can search and find a house with an area of having signals of internet connections and water supplies. And the Google Map integration. And the business model is this. The key partners are the real estate brokers, and the key activities is the listing of all those properties to be sold, and until it will circulate to those strategies and domains, registration, to the final stages, and subscription, membership, commission, and advertisement design. The growth strategy, subscription, commission, and advertisements. Advertisements, what we did is we made surveys to buyers and sellers, and we searched for features that is not in our competitors. And next. And the achievement, this is real estate data, helping find property of your dream. Our state is a doorway for customers realize the real estate dreams. So this will be the conclusion, and this is our team. Thank you.
Let me begin. We are actually one of the investors of Zigmatch or competition. And I know for a fact that convincing the real estate brokers is such a hard thing to do. Now, in your opinion, and you actually mentioned that it's one of your challenges. How are you planning to influence and convince the Visayan real estate brokers to get onboarded with your website?
Good afternoon, everyone. Our plan to have this proposed project, we give 6 months free to gather at least 20 brokers. Then we have to per subscription we have 2K per subscription, then unlimited listing in every brokers. That's also.
Could you explain to me how you're integrating the Register of Deeds data into your sales proposition to the agents and the listers?
Before the brokers posted a list of the real estate to publish the site, we verify first the registry of this if this property have land title or whatever problems.
So that would be done manually, that wouldn't be done in an online environment.
Actually, there's a project to the government since they were planning to automate government part of those processes. There's data that gov.ph. Although I don't, I've tried to search. We've tried to search there, but those kind of informations aren't present yet. But but there are already a bunch of other information in there. So we hope that this registry updates will be available in the future. So that way we can automate the verification process.
The 2,000 for subscription and monthly or annual? Annual subscription, so and then 20 brokers, so that's 40,000 pesos a year.
20%.
24,000.
Unlimited listing. Every brokers unlimited listing.
24,000.
A year.
24,000 pesos.
20.
40,000 pesos a year. Is it 20 brokers, 2,000?
What are the sources of revenue besides the brokers having actually?
Another source of revenue are the commissions and advertisements on the site, and the promoted listings.
The thing with brokers in the Philippines, they don't want to list the actual addresses on the web because if you notice, if you guys look at the listings in ISD and all, it's just a general area because other brokers can come and sell the same property and they don't want that. So they never give the exact address. So it might be a challenge to convince brokers to give more like a Google Map location, right? Because they don't want other brokers to come and take away their listing.
Did you guys build like an MVP or? So I know we saw the slides. Did you guys build a product or not yet? Not functional. Okay.
Did you actually did you show us your financial plan? At least the first year was it?
Hello. From our computation, we aim to have the break-even in 20 months. In 6 months.
When you say break even, so what's going to be
The profit on our investment is to be, well, then after 20 months, then that's that is my our profit.
That was our state. Next team. Next team is talk to me. Oh, sorry. Talk. Oh.
Hi, I'm Zion and I'm from the Top Down team. Just last March, my father and I went out headhunting for a doctor because he had badly hurt his foot. So we went to a hospital, found a clinic, and asked them if they knew any specialist or somebody who would be able to treat his feet. And they referred us to a doctor in the hospital. So what if there was somebody better than the one they referred to us and we didn't know? What if the person that they referred would be, and does not actually specialize in that field? What if we wanted to see for ourselves if this doctor is really good or bad? So that's one of the problems that TalkDoc is hoping to pursue. And the second one is, after my father and I were referred, went to that clinic and found out that the clinic only catered to 20 patients that day. So luckily, I was the 20th patient. But what if I wasn't the 20th patient? I would have ended up going home, stressed, disappointed, and most especially, my father would still get paid. And the third problem, booking an appointment with a doctor is messy. We'd have to call, and then the conversation could last for a long time. And for the doctors, as a doctor, doctors are supposed to, as a new doctor, take for example, as a new doctor, I'm a new doctor, I'm supposed to fix and heal medical ailments and not market. So it's not my skills, it's not my field. And as a doctor, I want my patients to go home happy. Of course, I would want to cater to the 21st, if I cater to 20 patients only, and there's another patient, which is the 21st patient, of course I want to help that patient. But I'm already too taxed, I'm already too tired from all the patients that I've been through. So the patient would end up going home unhappy, and me unsatisfied because I wasn't able to help that patient. And the third problem is inefficient processes of booking. I would need to have a secretary for scheduling. So that's what TalkDoc hopes to cure. With TalkDoc, you will be able to find a doctor online through a comprehensive list of doctor profiles, and you will be able to schedule an appointment with that doctor anytime, anywhere, and as well as you secure the slot and pay that slot. So, in the Philippines, there is an estimated 100,000 doctors, and each doctor averages 30 visits per day. And typically, a doctor charges up to 300 pesos per per consultation. And what we're hoping to get is 5% of the market share, which is 500,000 bookings per year. Per day. So how do we make money? We make money through imposing a 3% service fee to the patients. So, take for example, there are 5% of the market share. There are 5,000 doctors that treat an average of 15 patients per day. And those 15 patients per day get 6%, 6 pesos as a service fee, which equates to 470,000 pesos. So we went out and asked a couple of doctors as well as patients to validate our market. So who are our competition? Medics.
So you charge the fee from the patient or the doctors, and how much you charge them?
When we did our customer validation, our initial business model was to charge the doctor a 3% fee. And then when we asked the doctor, there are about when we surveyed the doctors, two out of 5 doctors said that they were hesitant because they don't want to be imposed with additional charges. So we decided, and then when we talked to the patients or the customers, they told us that they are willing to pay a small price just for the convenience, for the security of getting an appointment with the doctor. So that's why we decided for a 3% fee to patients.
I think it's a good idea. I think you could look at some of the taxi booking apps, maybe the model they have for those. It's kind of similar type problem. So my recommendation is maybe to check out how they do their distribution and how they maybe enable people to start using their system by providing maybe the bookings, like some kind of cheap Android device or something like that.
Did you actually work on an MVP?
Pardon, sir?
Do you have an MVP?
We have mock-ups of the web platform.
Do you have screenshots of those?
Doctors are two things. They're notoriously bad business people, and they're notoriously bad managing their time. How do you anticipate the doctors providing you the data to tell your consumers that they're actually available for appointments and that they're not taking walk-ins at that time? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. As I say, doctors really don't manage their time very well. That's why often people turn up and 4 hours later the doctor turns up, hopefully without golf shoes on. How are you going to get the data from the doctors regarding their time or hours of operation within their practice? And how are you going to then establish whether or not people have walked in not using their system and bumped your pre-booked patients off the schedule?
As a part for adaptation program, the doctors now recently have their patients with it. So for the doctors are really has a customization that it will allow them just to place 10 bookings instead of 20, which you can get 20 bookings. So can only, he has an ability to just place 10 loadings, and then the rest 10 loadings, the residents that would be available for those 15 customers.
Are you expecting the doctors to manage the site their own time, or should someone else manage it for them?
That ability that my co-team is talking about is can be found in the settings page. It's just a one-time, whatever. It's there's a like for example, there's a settings page, and you just put I want to have 20 appointments per day. So I just say that, and then it just it would be the default appointments per day.
One piece of maybe one idea you could consider is, since the doctors are busy all the time and full, I guess it's not much difference to them, I guess, so they kind of don't care about the other people. Maybe you could introduce a tipping mechanism so that I guess people could say, I'll pay an additional fee if you serve me within this time. Maybe something like that would help the doctors to, prioritize the people that book with your system.
How do you collect the 6 pesos per?
In our system, our doctors are required to have online account, similar to PayPal. Then if the customer, I say the patient book, it will be paid upfront. So meaning so that it will be a secured and assurance that we will be presented on the certain time that the patient pays online.
So the doctor doesn't collect at the clinic, the patient pays through the site.
That's what we are working out.
Even as like that, there's a record of the fees paid.
Next team, are you ready? The next team is Red App.
Okay, so good evening to each and everyone. So we are the Red Team, and we are here to propose our application, the Red application, which stands for Ready for Emergency and Disaster. So I'm Evan.
And Greta.
I'm Jared.
And I'm Sam.
Okay, so our problem. So Philippines is located in an area which is really full of disasters because we're located at a Pacific Ring of Fire. And natural disasters is very common in our country. Typhoon, earthquake, as well as man-made disaster as well. So what we are going to do is we're going to create an application in which it will help us with regards to classification of disasters and emergencies. So with that, I have here somehow a short presentation of what are our apps will, what does our app will offer.
My cousin needs blood and fast, but no worries. I'm going to use an app I just downloaded. It's called the Red app. I'm sending a blood request now.
Oh, there's a new notification. And they need the blood. Okay, we'll donate my blood. I will save it.
The request has been accepted. Wow, so fast.
Okay, so that is one of the major services of our application, usually blood services. So please have a question. Operate our presentation. Okay, so yeah, so that is one of the major services of our program. of our application. That's it. That's the problem. Our solution is Red App or Ready for Emergency and Disasters. Okay, please. So what are the different services that we are offering? Actually, there are three main functions in our Red application: the Ready, the Emergency, and then the Disaster. What does Ready mean? It means we will be feed with different updates to the different agencies concerning disasters or emergencies. For example, Philippine Red Cross, the SWD, or USD Patasa. And next to that is we also have here safety tips. So safety tips, so we are going to give safety tips. So for example, heat stroke or typhoons or floods. So we're going to have that one. Next to it is we have here that one. So safety tips is that one. Okay, infographics. Next is we also have here ways to donate. So giving information how to donate. So for example, cash or blood. Next to that. We have here the hotline, so Tarsha 117, if you want to call Tarsha 117, which is one of our prime emergency hotlines here in Bohol. We could also incorporate that one in our application. Next to that is first aid. So here, the user just type what is his or her concerns, and eventually the application will give tips with regards to first aid. Next to that is here the very important, the blood request. Okay, what's the blood request? Okay, so the blood request, so the requester will just send a message to the servers or the system of Philippine Red Cross as well as DOH accredited blood banks, and with that the system will forward the request to the blood donors to text blast to the system. And next to that, if the donor will confirm, it will go back to the system, and the system will give notification to the requesters that someone confirmed that they can donate blood, and they will meet up to the hospital or to the nearest blood centers. Next. And we have here the last one, disaster. So if ever disaster will come, if ever you will click the disaster, so if power saving mode, next to that is locator. What does locator does? So locator, it means the location of the user will be sent out to the different operation centers nationwide, from operation center of NDR and MMC as well as Philippine Red Cross, so that they will be located in times of rescue. Next. So we have here our marketing strategy. So marketing, who are our users? Who are our users? We're people with smartphones that can support iOS, Android, as well as Windows. Customers. Our customers are government or non-government organizations that supports mitigation of emergency and disaster. How large is the market? The Philippines and in the international global arena. How will you enter the market? A comprehensive project proposal for national and international agencies to be our partners. For example, European Union, UN, and the Red Cross, or the Philippines as well, agencies. And these are our competitors. First is to know, and we have here reading tasks. But what are our advantage? First is infographics, because instead of 2 wordy, we're going to make it infographical orders. Next to that is blood services, so I've already explained it earlier. Next is first aid tips and power saving mode to extend battery life, and the locator. Next, sales or money, how it runs through partnership, advertisement, and donations. Next, market validation, 85% positive. And $30,740 will be the projected cost of this project. And what we do? Okay, so what we do, so with that, if you want to be to continue live life, so we should be always ready for emergency and disaster. So that's all for Red App.
Just concentrating on one aspect of the app, which is obviously quite a dense app in terms of its usability. The blood for cash concept, or again connecting the donors with the recipient, there would have to be some requirement for the blood screening to take place. I'm not sure what the laws are in the Philippines, but in most other countries, blood donors get screened, the blood gets screened, then provided to the end user, which is usually managed by the Red Cross. How do you manage that process if you're connecting the buyer and the seller in this instance, or the user and the donor?
So with regards to the blood, if you want to donate blood, actually, we're just going to somehow do the additional specs or functionalities of that maybe soon with regards to the different people who wants to donate blood, because as I have talked to the Philippine Red Cross or the Red Cross, they will really speed the dollars first. But eventually, if you're going to somehow, hopefully, the application will have more partners or partners with Philippine Red Cross, we can somehow arrange an agreement with that so that people somehow connect to their servers or to their systems, especially to the donors as well as to the requesters, so that there will be an easy access towards blood donation. Because as I have talked to the Philippine Red Cross or to the Red Cross, there is no such thing, there's not yet what do you call this, an application that have done this kind of thing, which is blood requesting through mobile application, in which it is very accessible to the public. Especially nowadays, that there are thousands or millions of Filipinos or even foreigners who really need blood. Okay. So first is we're going to sell this to the government by creating a very comprehensive project plan as well, or a feasibility study.
Are you going to sell this service to the government, or are you going to actually sell the system to the government?
Okay, so we're going to give this as somehow a service to the government, but they're going to somehow pay for us with regards to the maintenance of the application, because we're going to have a partnership. Actually, we're going to have that charging of that of the application maybe soon, because it will be undergone feasibility study soon, regarding ever this will be realized.
One thought I have is that it involves a lot of big organizations, which often makes something hard to start. But maybe initially you could make just even like a Facebook app or something which, I guess the likely donor could be your friends. So if you're in need, maybe that would be a good starting point, because it's like, I guess people will help their friends more likely maybe. So maybe you could start off with like a trusted network type approach where it's just connecting the friends, and then if you can get traction, then start to say, what about interconnecting those other networks perhaps, and then talking to the government organizations. So it might be easier for you to just start with something that is more just helping friends connect perhaps. So I guess that they're more likely to help their friends, and then maybe they could see on Facebook that, hey, this guy just helped me, or something like that maybe is an easier starting point perhaps.
Do you have an MVP?
Yes, somehow the very core of our project is regarding the blood services as well as the emergency blood person.
Show us, or can you give us a preview of your MVP? No, it's okay. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay. Is it okay, sir? Thank you so much.
Well, the next team, are you ready, guys? 5 built.
Morning, business. As one of the municipalities that have been devastated last 2015, 2013, many of the structures were partially and totally destroyed. There were structures that obtained minimal damages, but the owners were unsure if it is safe for living. Owners tend to contact municipal engineers, but unfortunately, they cannot accommodate them all. It is so time-consuming to find these professionals, and if you hear one from a friend, there is a tendency that it is bad up with tons of projects. And also, during the Yolanda, if the sea surge, right now I think minimal damage to the city. And also, I'm not creating this business because of a problem. I'm also creating this business because of the opportunity. According to census, the number of households in Bohol is 100,991,657 in number during 1995, and it goes to 213,250 in 2000. And also, the economic and social growth according to census, and also the number of households in all, and also is 1,957 in number during 1995, and it was 213,208 in 2000. And also the economic and social points, constructional and architectural firms, and private professionals that could help you solving your problem on finding to rebuild, create your houses. And also, if you go, if you have material they deliver it to you while something, and also under economic and social points. And also, this is how our private professionals, this is how our problem operates. Trying to build the house. Also, if you yellow pages and what distinguishes us? First, we provide comprehensive details of the architectural firms since we are based in local. And you don't have to type the phrases that you have to search in the toolbar since we are focusing on one subject, construction. And we are cheaper and convenient. So you just have to sit back and relax rather than contacting those or searching those constructional firms and professionals via phone. So we will contact them for you and prepare them. And also this is our marketing strategy. So next slide.
Still have 4 seconds.
That's it. Questions?
Question 1. What is your product? It is a website that connecting customers to constructional, architectural, and firms and private professionals. What's the value there? I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand what the product really is. It helps construction firms by our main customer really are the constructional, architectural, and private professional who are not yet known, and we will advertise them to our site.
How do you make money again? This is one. Well, basically, the first question is revenue. Where's the money coming from?
Where do you
How do you make money?
we make money, but at first, since we are starting a business, so we are attracting the structural and constructional as well as the professionals, giving them a free subscription for 6 months. And after that, after which, you will pay if that advertisement that they are giving to us is beneficial, then they will pay after the 6 months.
I'm not sure completely about what your product will do, but that said, when I constructed my office here, I had a lot of issues with getting in touch with contractors, and there was a lot of variation in the quotes. So I think if part of your system is helping people to get multiple quotes for a piece of work, and that would be quite valuable to someone. So maybe, yeah, like a quoting system for construction makes a lot of sense to me. I'm not sure if that's what your product is, but I can see there's definitely a gap or something in that space.
Did you do Canvas? Do you have a Canvas, the business model Canvas?
We don't have Canvas.
So if you do talk to customers, you do validation.
We have talked to customers, and out of 15 people, we get yes 13.
A question.
Yeah.
A question.
Oh, I'm sorry. To the customers,
Yes.
What was the question you asked? You asked 15, you said.
our question is, if you have built a house or you have a destroyed house, would you like to check out our website to find architectural firms and constructional firms?
Okay, next thing. Ready, guys? The next thing is unlocked design services.
Let me ask you a question. What comes into your mind when you buy souvenirs from Bohol? Say, a t-shirt for example. You see, my problem is, I'm so tired of seeing tarshire t-shirts, tarshire bags, keychains, and everything. Isn't there anything new? And with this, our venture starts. Now, let me tell you first about what we are. Now, we are the top designers of Bohol. We are the first in Bohol that offers design services. And we call ourselves Unlocked Design Services. With our tagline, we cater your design needs. Now, I have here a key. Now, you cannot enter a door without unlocking it, isn't it? So you need a key. Now, luckily, I have the key. You need me. You need Unlocked Design Services. Now, what do we offer? We offer new design ideas. We offer design development, sketches, rapid prototyping, to illustrations, and 3D modeling. Our target, local firms of Bohol, specifically souvenir shops and souvenir manufacturers, such as Island Souvenirs, Memento, and the like. Now, this is the current situation. This is what we have right now. Then we did a little research about these items. Please listen to the video.
We design more items na not so.
Actually, it's more on the design. More on the design. So we are focusing on shirts, right now we are
So that is the problem. These people needs our help, and this is what we can offer. This is what we can do. We can design better designs. Now I'll let you choose. This one, the old designs, or the new designs. You choose. Now this is everything that tells what our agency is all about. This is our business model, and this is just a structure of what we are, what we do, who's on top, and who does things. And then if you want to access us, we have our website, and we have our Facebook page, and of course you can go to our future office, that is, and then of course you can go directly to us. And then here's our time frame, so it's Startup Weekend, and then we're targeting if this ends, we'll start that one. And then of course Lola Chain, because this is a dream for us. Food designers, it's first in Bohol. Again, we are Unlock Design Services, and we cater your design needs. Thank you. May I request my teammates to please come here.
So Unlock is a design studio, am I right?
It's like an agency for design, it's a hub for design.
Yes. So my question is, well, the problem with design studios, game development studios, software studios, I know Karen will agree to this, that it's so hard to scale. So how do you plan to scale your business? How do you plan to create so many designs without having to add so many people into your payroll?
The thing is, we have a support system that is the Department of Trade and Industry. So these people have the data of who needs our help, who needs our help. Actually, I asked a person in DBI, and we have 40 firms that manufacture souvenirs in Bohol. And through those data, we can get information that might solve their question.
I think that's what the demand is like, right?
So even, for example, how many designs can you actually do in a given day?
How many designs can you do in a given day? So say 20. But then how can you design more than 20? How do you maximize the capability of one person so that he can design 100? You see, that's the problem with design, with just having, a design studio. So that's where my sort of problem is.
Sir, as an industrial designer, design does not come fast. We have to do some research, things like those. So that's why we have a pool of designers gathered.
So how many designers do you have right now?
Just us. Just us.
So how many?
How many? Eight.
Nine.
Sorry, nine.
Nine, okay.
One architect.
In a given week, how many can you design?
Like, because actually in our design plan, like business plan, we submit design, we put designs on our website, and then they select if there's anyone who's interested to buy a design, we sell it. We sell the design. And then if they want to develop their own designs, they will contact us. We have two services. We have the design shop, and then the design development. That is our two services that we can avail in our website.
Last question. You suddenly have 1,000 design orders. How do you scale that? That's actually the question of first. How do you scale up? Where do you get
With that question, maybe we are still going to find it out, but as of now, we are trying to just approximate number of designs to be
be designed by one designer in a day, and he or she should produce about 20 designs, or he or she should have a quota. And if he's idle at that time, then he has to do that.
I have one feedback for you. I know that you're specifically showing the local companies, the local souvenirs, and everything like that. But if you think about it, most companies are here to leverage, like these big BPO companies, they come here because they pay you guys a lot less than what they pay people in their own country, right? So I would maybe look at a list of countries where the salaries are very high, and I think that you could maybe try to have your team of designers make designs for companies from those countries, because you have the internet, right? So you maybe try to think a little bit broader where your customers can be rather than inside the hole, because they're not going to pay you much for your work.
Yes, I understand, sir, but for startup, we're still focusing on the local market. And then, of course, if we grow, we will be expanding to different markets. My experience is it's better to start internationally first before going local. Because we start local first, and they'll drive the rates down, and more people to make money. When we get international, and we already been able to develop reputation, track projects, that's when the big companies here in the Philippines started to give us projects. So go international first, or you won't be able to get the rates you want. Because the good thing in our team is we have credibility. We have won designs in Manila Fame. It's one of the biggest furniture shows in the Philippines, and we luckily won this.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. You guys are potentially good designers. I think the feedback that we're giving is that you can, I mean, since it's hard for you to scale maybe your team and the quality, like you say, so rather than focus on companies, local companies being your customers, which I'm sure you could do, and you can make a successful small business from that, I think you will find that, think about why all the foreign companies are here. They're here because they hire Filipinos cheaper, and they basically export your work and sell it in another country, right? So if you think about it, why don't you find the customers in the other countries and have your own work done here? I think you'll find you can make a lot more margin that way, and maybe that would be potentially a better business. But either way, I think you can make it work. Yeah.
That's the thing that we consider. And also more of like, just to take on, so my business is professional services as well. It's not so much the individual skills that you have, it's being able to have a process where you can train people, find raw talent, and train them on. So, as Dustin said, it's difficult to scale. And the only way you scale is process, not individuals. So if you can have a way to maybe train fresh grads to do design in a certain process, to do design at a different level, then that's where you can have a competitive advantage.
Thank you very much. Okay, the next team is Nicholas.
Back in the day, when if you were born before 1985, you would have in your wallet-sized photos, and you're going to put dedications on it at the back, and you're going to send it to your loved ones, right? But come on. But how can we relive that experience when right now all the photos are on Facebook or on Twitter or Instagram? So that's us. That's where we came in. Clipnotes. It's an app. It's right here.
Right.
Right. Okay. Hang on.
I will not be right.
It's an app where the same thing happens. That if you have send a picture to your girlfriend, you click it, and she has a surprise message in the back. And it's cute. I mean, it's not complex. It's not about the complexity. It's the cuteness of it. Right. So I mean, you might think that this is a fun app, a silly app, or whatever. But people, if you open your iPhones right now, your iPods, I'm sure 80% of those are stupid and silly. I mean, there are apps that make you look stupid, literally. And guess what? You know this app, right? This is Photo Booth. Right? Photo Booth is the app selling. The app sells for 99 cents and is the top 25 best-selling paid apps of all time. And there are around 10,000 to 50 million installs, so you can do the math. So our costing, zero, because I am the marketer, I'm a designer, and we made this ourselves. So we don't have a cost, just our time and effort. However, there is when we actually want to promote the site. Investment lenses, maybe we'll start with $5 a day for investing in Facebook ads. That's around 150 a month. And let's say we get 3,000 users a month. And let's say just 1% of that will buy our package, which is $3.99. So our investment would only be around 30.30 cents, or $30 a month, or is 1,300 pesos. So this is how it works. Tell them how it works.
So basically, footnotes, you can log into Google or Facebook. So as soon as you click log into Google or Facebook, you'll be able to see a gallery of all the pictures that are imported from your phone, either it's Android or iOS. And when you click on the picture, you'll see a picture editing text editor. And basically, you can just type the text in, and you'll see a note written like a cute handwriting font. And you can just choose a friend and send, and you can send a footnote. On the receiver hand, when you receive it, it's going to create a footnote animation where the photo flips and you can send a note to the back of the text. And we use a cute, like a Kodak watermark for like a vintage kind of looking thing, so we can like we have like the 90s and early 2000s.
It's a pickup line. It's a new thing. Right, so it's not the complexity, it's the cuteness, it's the drama. And for marketing, that's how we're going to do it. We have Facebook ads, where we're not competing with Facebook. We're not competing with Instagram or Facebook. But we are the experience you didn't have on Instagram and Facebook. How about the revenue? Well, there's another revenue agenda. We have a Google AdSense, which we will make around 5 cents to 10 cents per click. You see that little thing right there? Little banner advertisement? But if it gets too annoying, well, you can remove those ads and buy it for 99 cents for smileys, templates, frames, voice recording for 99 cents, or you get the full pack of just $3.99.
Just imagine if you can send like a picture and like a voice recording behind, so it's like happy anniversary, and then you like say something really sweet and then send it. And I think it's gonna be really cute, and it's like revived the idea from a long time ago.
Yeah, and our new Bible product, we have the official logo right here. This is not font-based. We vectored it. We vectored it ourselves, so we can copyright this one. So we made this over the weekend by our designer, right there, Argo. And we have a PNG mock-up design we showed earlier, and the prototype which I showed you on the phone earlier, which actually works. All right. So right after this, what are our plans? Well, our plans is going to be a real Android app, an iOS app is going to be available at the Amazon store. There's going to be a Facebook app as well, and in the future, a full functional website as well. So what do other people think about this? Let's see. Thank you.
You don't cost yourself zero. You have to cost yourself based on you're going to hire someone for a job. If you're CEO of the company, how much does it cost to hire a CEO? Or if you're a designer, how much so you don't cost yourself zero.
Right.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
If you're a founder, plan to only pay yourself when you make money. You have to put that cost
In consideration, yes, that's good.
I think it was figurative.
Yeah, I see that.
But then
Thank you. I'm a professional, both of us are, into and they're students.
Specific question,
Yeah, right there. Yes. Yes, sir. Oh, my dream is this thing that's going to be viral. I mean, I showed the cost analysis earlier, and it's 1,200 per month for Facebook ads costing. But once it's viral, friends tell friends, friends share to other friends, friends send the app to send the flip note to other friends, which makes them want to download, which means that they have to download the app to view it. Then no, it is an app that if it takes your picture, if you take a picture from your gallery, you take a selfie, and then you send it to someone, and then you can type a message to the back. And yes, yes, you can store it in your inbox.
So is there a free level? Is it like free, or do both people need to have the app?
Yeah, both people have to have the app, but our plan is that if, so for example, you receive a flip note, so you receive a flip note and you don't have that on your iPhone yet, it will tell you to please download the app so you can view the surprise message.
So it's like a free level, and then
yeah, it's free, totally free. Yeah.
So maybe one idea maybe I was thinking was I saw you had like $1 for 5 or 6 days. Yeah, maybe you should try to have something, like Line, where you have stickers and stuff, something that is more like multiple consumption, not just one time. Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to, yeah, what I mean is it looked like it was a one-time.
Yeah.
So maybe something, because some people would be surprised, because some people might spend a lot. Yeah,
purchase mine forever.
Yeah.
I'm also following up to the app-to-app. But because we were able to create a semi-functional jQuery application, we'll be following up with a full functional iOS, Android, and web application and Amazon app by June 15. So that's 15 days from now. And so we'll be able to set the whole.
Yeah, I think you should try it. It sounds fun. So just hopefully you do it after the competition, and just why not? Yeah.
Customer validation shouldn't be a survey, yes, no. So this is better customer validation than the previous group where they had more free-form discussions with their customers. It's too early in your startup to be asking yes, no, multiple choice questions. But this is good. The customer validation you have is good. It's more free-form.
Okay, next stage. Red line. Go.
Hey guys, good evening. I'm going to tell you a site where you can have your camera lenses rented out, your dress, your power tools, your sports equipment through redmine.ph.com. Now, everything you need rented here. So why buy it? I have a friend. Will now go to the site. Who's looking for a van? Will rent out per day. When he goes to the home page, he goes down and he looks for the whole listing. Now everything's there: books, old tablets, books or Harry Potter books. And look, there's the van. So I was going to see now the van, details of the van. And he's going to check for the owner of the van and the profile. And look, there's also, he offers other stuff for rent. And here's the van. He's going now to rent the van. He's now going to rent it after seeing the details. Okay. Then I'm going. Back to the slide. So how are we going to monetize on this one? We're asking for a flat rate of 5% for all transactions for now. That's 5% for all the transactions. Next, please. Now, is this going to work? Now, we talked to 40 people, and 32 out of 40 people said yes, they will rent on rentmyph.co. And 32 out of 40 said yes, they will post publicly their items on rentmyph.co. Next, please. Now, how am I going to gain traction for this one? So, of course, for word of mouth, organic. Next will be Facebook. And after our official launch in July, we're going to do flyering inside universities. Our main goal, our main target point right now is the college students. We'll do flyering inside these college schools, inside the universities. Next, please. Now, for our competitors, that's 5% flat rate. And we're going to be tying also up with the property insurance companies to secure, so that every time a guy rents out his Harry Potter books, he has the security that an insurance company is going to insure his Harry Potter books in case. Next, please. Now, Friday was the pitch. Saturday we did the logo, the layout. We discussed legal stuff in case something happens to the item going to be rented out. We did a customer validation immediately afternoon. After we had a visual of the homepage, 2% to the people who are going to validate the idea with it. Okay, next, please. So, as I mentioned, we're going to gain traction with this one inside college schools, inside universities first. We'll be doing flyering alternately every 2 months. And we're going to encourage them to download the app for their cell phones. Thank you. Sorry. Yes, I'm going to ask my teammates to on stage.
A couple of questions. Okay. How do you actually ascertain that the guy who's renting is not the car?
Yes, those are trust issues. Now, for the trust issues, we have going to have reputation. If on the profile, as I showed earlier, there are going to be reputations like stars, satisfaction, and also if you have a credit card, we can sort of tell on the profile, or rather, the guy who's going to be renting your stuff will have, if they have a credit card, that's another way of assuring the person who's renting out the item to that there's security there. Because if it breaks, the item breaks, you can go after the credit card.
Yeah, I think there's one of those startups that are dealing with this sharing issues and trust issues there.
Yes.
So I mean, even something like, I guess, you could look at how they link the different social networks, profiles, and things like that.
So if I understand correctly, your revenue stream is based on a commission of the total transaction.
I'm sorry.
So your revenue stream is based on a commission of the total transaction.
per transaction.
So the total transaction that has to go through your site or your app
Yes.
for you to redeem the commission.
Yes.
Have you factored in the costs of managing that process and remitting those funds?
Okay. Now, I've consulted with the IT guys, and approximately we're projecting like 53,000 initial operation cost for the first year. So yes, 53,000 for the first year operational cost. That includes everything.
So what I'm suggesting, you're a financial gateway, and you need to process the entire transaction
Yes.
to remit your commission. So you're
Yes.
within your business model.
Yes.
Is that transaction gateway?
Yes, there's a yes.
How much does PayPal charge per transaction?
Okay, we're looking at that mind. We're looking this from the perspective of a Polano. Of course, global later on. But for now, we're thinking from the point perspective of Polano. There's an app that we think, we believe, is a much better alternative and easier for a user, for a Polano to use. That's a carrier billing, or the load that is converted into cash. So for now, there's no PayPal, but eventually we went global.
3,000 a year, no manpower costs, no human costs.
For the manpower, yeah, for the first year, they said they're going to do it pro bono for the first year. But with, of course, on this 50,000, we have included here the rent space because it's a business. The server, the hosting, the office space, the electricity.
You're gonna host it on a single server.
What? Sorry, I have an idea that can better answer the question.
We're planning to buy hosting from any other hosting companies, but not our own.
Thank you very much.
Final team this evening. So there, ready? And their concepts.
Good evening, everyone. I will be talking about the tourism industry, which employs 10% of the national employment. Now, tourism has been considered as the main economic driver for the province of Bohol. And I will be talking down to Anda, which is the second or the emerging prime eco-cultural destination of Bohol. Now, the problem maybe would be asked, why I'm here in the Startup Weekend?
Another right?
Why I'm giving all these things? And why I'm throwing all these things? Because all these world-class literatures that you're having now will become a history. Why history? If you see on the pictures, you know, I got a hard time bringing all this heavy stuff, attending the World Tourism Conference. Bringing this brochures, flyers. Really took me a hard time attending in the conference in Spain, in Germany, and in France. So now I find that bringing all these things would, there would be a solution for this. Now the problem being identified is we have limited audience. Why? Because people will need to fly and attend all the exhibitions that Anda Tourism will be attending. Now, there will be cost implications because developing and producing all these world-class insurance would mean, a hard thing for the LGUs. Now, there would be also limited retention ability in terms of having all these visuals and also time consuming because you need to arrange all your itineraries. Now, the solution for this is to develop ANDA-best app. It is the official tour guide of ANDA, which is the emerging prime eco-cultural destination of Bohol. Now, to demonstrate to you how the app will be working is that now if you're going to log on for the apps, then you'll see. Then if you like to check on the hotel, then it will give you on to choose which hotel that could be found in Anda. And if you have selected the type of hotel or resort, then you could have it right there in a short time, rather than having all these posters and flyers. Now, the app would also give you opportunity, based on some of the survey, it would also give you some opportunities for investment opportunities. Now, on how the business model would work. Now, if I'm the user, then I'm going to have the app. Then it would give you the kind of what you would like to have in your query for all your travel destinations. Then it will give you like if you have to check on the food or the kind of activity or the kind of festival that you would like that would add value in your travel, then you can have it outright in your gadget. So now it would have also some chain or domino effect in terms of embracing the app. Like it would have the IT services, the payment facility, and the online marketers. Now the financial, you have all these investment, sales, and the roadmap, we have the MVP definition, the identification, and in the development, we have gathered data from the online survey until the product launching. We have identified the reference for our project. It is more on the actual data that we gathered in the World Tourism Expo that took place in March, of which there are around 4.6 million inbound tourist arrivals in the Philippines, and we want to get 3% out of that market. So the marketing roadmap is that there will be the product completion of our app is expected to be in 2 weeks until we'll be attending all those exhibitions. Competition is begun. Then how to get the money, how we could earn revenues. And all those not being covered in the presentation could be taken in the Q&A portion. My colleague is also part of the product development.
What's going to be the revenues?
The revenues we generated is out of the placement ads and the listing, the book area.
So in terms of potential listings, only
Expected for the year is 1.5 million.
Listings of all the hotels?
No, this will be all the stakeholders in the tourism industry because ANDA has only around 27 resorts.
Tourism business, what would they list?
No, we're trying to use for some investment opportunity. Yes, like for example, if we need souvenir items, now if you're going to have that to be part of the apps, then you will be paying us because you would be, you'll be utilizing our app, the kind of product that we do.
I think if you look at some existing apps already, they're less location specific. Something like TripAdvisor, something like that I think is where you could look. If you're trying to increase the popularity of ANDA, maybe specifically you can market that destination, but I'm not sure if an app that is location specific like this is the right thing. Most tourists will use something like TripAdvisor when they're traveling at the moment, but maybe.
But the link is more on the awareness.
For this specific project, the data of the localities or the local businesses are being available even if it's offline. Let us say you already downloaded the app, and even if there's no internet around, you can still get in touch with the contact.
But I guess so there's all the businesses in and they would advertise themselves to get tourists to come to Anda currently. Is that? And so you're saying you would like to centralize their marketing effort to yourselves. Is there
one thing also that added value to this app is that the information is being provided with the local information, and then it's coming from the LGUs.
Okay.
That's one of the advantages of having this app.
But, so maybe, I mean, if you have funding from the local community or group and you're trying to increase the amount of visitors to Anda, maybe you can consider just, I don't know, advertising on like even AdWords and things like that to generate traffic when people are searching for like resort destinations. I'm not sure if it's an app. I don't think people will download your app really. I don't see it, but maybe that's just me.
But maybe if you need, you attend, maybe how do you...
Well, if you're trying to increase the popularity for one city, then why do people find out about Anda if they don't know about it? So it's probably because they're searching for a destination for a holiday, or you're doing your own marketing efforts around that, right? So maybe, for example, if the Anda group put funding into like AdWords and drove traffic to a website that convince people that Anda was really the place to go for holidays. Maybe that would be like help Anda. I'm not sure.
Thank you so for the input, but actually that's one of the strategies that we're going to make. Placement of the other applications.
Advertisers would actually decide okay. And in this case, I'm not sure how you actually going to build traffic. Why would I care about Anda?
Yeah, I said I made our launchings will be made in all of the exhibitions. If you have noticed there that I have mentioned about our participation in the World Tourism Market, and the only LGU participating from the development delegation. So it means it's more on the awareness that we're having. That since we are very aggressive in our marketing efforts, then the awareness is more visible, and then there will be more. That would mean translated into more traffic.
Yeah, I think you should. If you're trying to generate more interest for Anda, I think you should look at the online marketing options that may be available via something like TripAdvisor. I'm not sure if TripAdvisor could maybe like feature that destination or things. I think there's some different ways that I would go about trying to get popularity higher. I think it's through the marketing that is available via AdWords and TripAdvisor and these Facebook or these kind of things to drive traffic potentially to a website where you can convince people that Anda is where they should go on holidays. I'm not sure if it's about having an app that has, there's already an app that does that kind of TripAdvisor. So what you're trying to do is get more eyes on Anda. I think you should be advertising Anda as like the destination. Like if someone's trying to think, where do I want to go in the Philippines? They might be searching for like top 10 best resorts or best beaches or something. And maybe you would advertise to those search terms on things like AdWords and TripAdvisor.
We will consider also.
Okay. Thank you very much.
That was the final team. So, judges, if you'd like to go to the back of the room to get something to read first, and then go into the articles and discuss your thoughts on what you've just seen. So, thank you, judges.